Okay, so today there's going to be quite a few videos made, but they're going to be in short parts to help break it up. And sorry, I'm still gaining my voice back. I don't feel like opening my soda to help my voice, but I'm going to be talking. I just barely realized that this is crooked. There we go. But there's three things that are not you don't joke about. You just don't joke about them. Suicide being one of them, eating disorders, and rape, or any like sexual harassment things. I warned through Facebook. I need to get better about like updating it on all my other social medias, at least Twitter. That I am making a video and it might be a trigger for some people because of the subjects I'm talking about. I talked about the eating disorder one already, so I'm not really gonna like do a big video on that. But it's mainly going to be about the suicide and rape. Yesterday in class, in one of my classes, this girl was talking about how her father is in prison for being abusive, sexually abusive to her. And she's talking about how she was, she didn't want to have any contact with him, but didn't want him to die because it's her father, and I mean, I get that. Not many of my friends know this, but I went through a similar thing with my dad. My dad is in prison for what he did to me. I was the one that told a friend who got him put in there. It was a really, really hard process. It's not something I really talk about. It's not something it might talk about it more down the road, but it's not like a huge thing that I want to talk about just because it was hard to go through and put your own dad in jail, even though I never really liked my father because of how abusive he was. But she was joking about, she wasn't joking about it, but she was being very like, I don't know how to describe it, but she was making like a joke out of this whole subject, and that's never okay. People who go through it don't need you to joke about it. People who are going through it or are getting over what it might have just happened, it's not something you just openly talk about and joke about, and you should never joke about it, and it's not something you should openly talk about, in my opinion. It's more something that it was hard for you, it's hard for a lot of people. You can talk about it in a sense to relate to people, to help people, but not to joke about it or to openly just be like, oh yeah, my dad's in jail because, he did things to me. That's not what you do, and that's never okay. And I felt like I needed to talk about it. Because it really annoys me when people do that. And especially because I went through what she did or is claiming went on. I don't know if that exactly went on with her, but when people talk about it, be there for them. It is a very hard subject to talk about. Also, never joke about it. Never tell someone to go get raped, especially if it's already happened to them. It's really, really hard to hear that from somebody, because after it happens, you feel like you want to know what it feels like to be loved, and you do anything to fill that void. And meaningless sex isn't the way, but when you make a constant joke out of it and make people feel bad, it really brings them down more than they probably already were. And I don't know how to make a serious point about, like, a serious enough point about this that that rape isn't a joke, and it's not something you should joke about or claim that someone did when they didn't actually do it, because it really ruins people's lives. Coming from a rape victim, it hurts when people just sit there and joke about it, and I've been told from people that I should go get raped, that the people that raped me are the only ones that could ever truly love me, and things like that. And to be honest, it really fucking hurts. And sometimes when I'm not having a good day, those things that people said to me come back and they haunt me. And that's why I'm trying to make a point that it's not something to joke about, it's not something to just openly talk about, it's not something that should just be like an everyday conversation. And I don't know how to stress that enough. Don't make a joke about it. Don't ruin people's reputation if they didn't actually do things to you. I understand if something actually did happen, but don't always claim that it was rape, because it probably may or may not have actually, I don't know how to word this without it seeming rude to people. I don't know. But just don't make a joke out of it. And it's not something to be, oh look, I went through this and he's in prison for it, he deserves it, and I'm going to all these court dates because of it, and blah 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 blah. It's not something to just be openly talked about like that, and that's why I kind of made this video, and a lot of other reasons. It's a kind of like a recent thing where like rape doesn't seem to be as serious anymore. Also, men can get raped. It's not just women getting raped. And I really think that needs to change, that the views of that, because I had a friend, a guy friend. He was gay. That's not the point though. He was raped, but because he was the guy in the scenario, she tried to press charges, well, not press charges, but claim things and spread things about him because he was the guy in the scenario. I'm sorry for whoever is going through that. I don't know how that side of the story feels, and I'm sorry if that has ever happened to you. Also, to anyone who is going through things, I don't know how to be there for you. Just find a way to cope. Counseling wasn't for me, could be for you. Friends could be the thing for you. Drawing, something, I don't know. Find something to cope other than sex, because it's not the way to go. And you can find love, and you are loved. And I'm sorry for everything you guys are going through related to this video, because I know it's not fun, and I'm sorry. And I love you guys. And I have to cut this video to make another video about not making suicide into a joke. Okay, bye guys.